What's up, everybody? It's BJ Penn. I just wanted to address for everybody that people come up to me and tell me, I know you feel entitled to all of this properties that your parents had and this and that, but you didn't buy it, you didn't build it. And I just want to say right now, that's all bull. The whole time I kept this family afloat for years from the financial crash in '08 all the way till today. The bowling alley, only one business is in there buying the whole thing. These people are crazy identity thieves. You see this right there? See all this right there? Fighting, always having money, liquid cash. These belts, that's what the UFC gym is there right now, paying the mortgage for the bowling alley, and these people are crazy. Just had to remind you.
What happened to BJ Penn? Is it substance abuse? Is it mental illness? Is there a true conspiracy around BJ Penn? Or is it a combination of all three? One moment, BJ Penn is knocking someone out in a bar fight. The next moment, he's getting knocked out in a bar fight. The next moment, he's running for governor. It's just been so many ups and downs with BJ. He's been crashing out. This is very similar and reminiscent of Stephen Bonner, the late Stephen Bonner. Before he passed away, he was dealing with Josh Fabia, and he had the ideas that there was many conspiracies around him, and when it pertains to UFC and different things. He was in a mental state that was, in tatters. So with BJ, it seems that he's going through some mental crisis, or it's a combination of multiple things. And this story is relatable because there's so many people who have older parents, and people crash out over the estates, and inheritances and things like this. And it seems this is somewhat what's happening with BJ Penn. Now, this crash out has been going on for many years. It goes back beyond 2019 when Nick Lentz was saying that he believed BJ was having drug issues.
But the way I grew up and the place that, like, where I've been in life, I can spot a drug addict. I can see it. I can spot someone who's not in a good place. And when I went out there originally, I thought, like, well, this is BJ Penn, like I don't know him personally, but I was thinking we'd be training in like a good facility. I was thinking he would be working very hard. But I'm not even joking. He actually, when I met him, he had a bum that followed him around, and that was like his little guy to take care of him.
And now the combination of the leeches around BJ Penn who aren't helping his mental health. There's people online who are kind of entertaining it. None of us knows what's truly going on with BJ Penn. We're only on the outside.
What's up, Paul? Huh? You what? You can only do this because you get the government behind you. You get crazy. You. This lady right here, look at her ass and legs. She's acting like my 79-year-old mother. But she's not my 79-year-old mother. And it's interesting when you Google Lorraine Abele, our house pops up, because this lady acts like Lorraine Inouye. So you Google Lorraine Abele, and this house pops up, and then you look, and then my mom's name starts popping up. She's trying to steal everything, and this is not my mother. And
there's people online who were, saying like, yeah, people are cloned. I could see him telling the truth. I could see this. I could see that. You just really don't know what's going on. When someone has mental health issues, it's one of the hardest things you could possibly deal with, because there really is no helping them unless they want to be helped. And now you have someone like BJ Penn who he doesn't want to be helped and he believes that he's fine. There's nothing that you can do. So it is a ticking time bomb, and I hope the story ends up well. But we've seen with Stephen Bonner how the story ended up. And it brings the question, you know, many UFC legends and fighters have been having some of the same issues, you know, some of the champions. We know with Conor McGregor, we've seen him go through his ups and downs with potential substance abuse, you know, all the court cases he's had outside the cage. You know, when fighters stop chasing their dream to fight and become champions, they start to cause chaos outside the cage. We've seen this with John Jones when he was on his hiatus and he's suspended from the sport, how much trouble he got in, you know? So with BJ Penn, the Maui fires and the conspiracy theories behind that and some of the truth behind those theories, on top of that with potential substance abuse, on top of that with potential CTE, it's just an explosive combination. On top of that, BJ Penn is a very smart person. You know, he was the first fighter to create a website, like a successful website that's still successful to this day, bjpenn.com. You know, one of the best MMA websites. You know, BJ Penn was an innovator for many things in the fight game. You know, so BJ Penn is also a very successful businessman, regardless of the things that he does and how he does things. You cannot deny that he has been a very successful businessman. You know, I think, and that causes an ego. You know, getting your jiu-jitsu black belt in a short time, 4 years, you know, becoming the first American world champion in jiu-jitsu, then going into UFC, you know, dominating, becoming one of the best lightweights of all time, you know, and then going into the business world, creating a UFC gym, you know, major success with that, major success with the website. So he has a certain ego to him as well. And you can be very, very smart and have mental illness at the same time. And this is an explosive combination. And we've seen fighters struggle with addiction. Fighters fight, you know, regardless if they're in the cage or not. BJ believes that he's fighting a corrupt government and identity thieves. You know, he believes he's fighting corruption. He believes a lot of things are going wrong in Hawaii. And, you know, some of these things are true, for sure. You know, but being so used to constantly being in a fight, he needs to find something to fight. And this is his current fight. I just hope it turns out well and he's able to, everything's able to become okay. You know, I'd hate to see another Stephen Bonner story in the sport. You know, the legends of this sport, you know, that's why we need to respect all the fighters and all the legends in this sport, because they really do put it all on the line. And we've seen, you know, what can happen on the backside with guys like Stephen Bonner, you know. So hopefully BJ is able to put it together, but that's what I believe happened with BJ Penn.